Hi Deb, hi Eliana. Let me see if I can share my document, my presentation here.
We can see it, great.
Okay, I just wanted to start with a little bit about myself. Hello everyone. Thank you for being here today. So, here is a bit about myself. My name is Mooradian, and I am honored to be part of this conference. I'm currently teaching at University of Windsor as a seasonal instructor. My interest is in literacy integrated teaching and learning, and I'm passionate about supporting diverse learners and developing effective teaching practices. So today I will share my recent experiment aiming at enhancing students' engagement and participation. And I just wanted to resonate with John and Amy because my job is my work is experiment is as well as about flipped classroom and innovative assessment. So before starting, I just wanted to give a land acknowledgement. I acknowledge that the University of Windsor sits on the traditional territory of Three Fires Confederacy of First Nations. As I am presenting from London, Ontario, I also recognize the traditional lands of Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Lenape peoples. This acknowledgement is a commitment to ongoing learning and allyship in support of Indigenous communities. So in this talk, I wanted to share the approaches to teaching and alternative assessment. I have been experimenting my classroom, and to this end, I will answer these questions that is stipulated in this slide. So the presentation will outline the teaching context and teaching method, including how it was implemented and its results. As well, I will touch upon the assessment method that was implemented and its results, and I will end with a conclusion. So the course is the course that I have taught in the last 3 years is EDUC 5334. This is a language across the curriculum. So 4 sections of this course are provided once a year in the fall. I teach 2 sections of this course, and I have taught the course in the last 3 years. This course is part of the BED 2-year program. It is a year 1 course for teachers teaching intermediate and senior content course. It is a 9-week course long, a total of 18 hours, followed by practicum. So classes are once a week, and each week is 1 hour and 15 minutes. So each section has 30 to 35 students, and most students were taking intensive concurrent program, pursuing a BA, BS, while concurrently studying education and doing field experience in the schools. So there are 2 instructors for this course. One of them is me. As I said, we are teaching 2 sections. So the course focuses on content area literacy and multiliteracies, providing strategies to engage students in their learning. It includes hands-on activities and theoretical frameworks, preparing teacher candidates for real-world teaching. The course begins with examining the role of teachers in promoting thinking and learning through text, and progresses through strategies for activating prior knowledge, creating literacy integrated lesson plans, and effective assessment techniques. So the course also covers differentiated instruction, cultural responsive pedagogies, and writing across curriculum, among a few others. So just focusing on the key challenge. So the course was content heavy and complex with limited time for both theory and practice. Most students were in intensive concurrent programs, as I indicated previously, which added pressure. My goal was to ensure meaningful engagement and practical skills for real-world teaching. The challenge was to balance theoretical learning with hands-on experience, ensuring students could connect theory to practice and their own experiences, and have the practical skills and confidence to apply their learning to real-world teaching. I adopted a flipped classroom. So, however, before I discuss how I use this method and how I implement it, let me explain what is flipped classroom. Probably I don't need because it's already explained, but I will just quickly explain just in case somebody does want to know. So, if again, so a flipped classroom is a teaching method where students learn new materials at home, often through videos or readings, and then come to class ready to work on activities that help them understand it better. So this approach allows for more interactive and hands-on learning during class time. So in my course, the flipped classroom model facilitated collaborative group work, assignments and assessments. It enabled team brainstorming and meaningful project development, making the course content accessible for self-paced learning. It supported diverse learning needs and promoted higher order thinking skills. It boosted engagement and learning even in this content-heavy course by preparing future teachers with hands-on real-world practice that they did in the classroom. So additionally, it allowed for the real-time feedback and guidance during in-class activities as I floated around the classroom, checking in with the groups, working on assignments and projects. So as John as well said, entertainment component, and that was as well part of it. So however, implementing flipped classroom required a significant preparation. I spent considerable time creating and curating pre-recorded materials. A few students occasionally faced issues accessing the materials, but that was minor, though I should have mentioned, due to connectivity problems, or some struggled with self-directed learning and time management to complete pre-class working effectively, but they became much better. So as the semester unfolded, they understood what they should be doing. So to implement the flipped classroom, I prepared and videotaped the weekly classroom lectures and shared them with the class in advance, along with the PowerPoint slides and additional resources. So students were expected to review the pre-class videos and resources before each weekly in-class meeting. Then they participated in virtual discussion boards on Brightspace, where they shared 5 points they learned from the week's lecture, explained how they would apply these points to their in-class group assignments, final projects, or their teaching, and provided specific examples. Additionally, students noted 2 insights gained from their peers, describing how these would be applied to their work, and posed 1 thought-provoking questions inspired by the week's content, outlining how they plan to address it in their teaching or upcoming assignments. So both students and I evaluated these. So it was a mutual assessment. In that way, we evaluated both the virtual discussions using 5 criteria: reflection on 5 key points from the weekly lectures, application of these points to assignments or teaching, engagement with peers' insights, application of peers' insights to their own work, and inclusion of a relative thought-provoking questions. So this dual evaluation allowed for a comprehensive assessment. So this interactive process reinforced theoretical knowledge, promoted critical thinking, and created a platform for students to connect abstract ideas, the theories that they learned in the pre-class, with practical applications, enhancing their overall comprehension of the material. So students came to class well prepared, having engaged with pre-class materials and participated in weekly virtual discussions, meetings, and often exceeding course objectives. So the way students integrated pre-class concepts during in-class group work demonstrated their readiness and engagement. For example, they effectively applied literacy strategies and theories in their lesson plans and multiliteracy projects. projects. This achievement showed the students. This achievement showed that the students were not only grasping theoretical concept, but also they were applying it to their practice in a meaningful way. So students expressed high satisfaction with the flipped classroom layout, particularly valuing the classroom time dedicated to hands-on projects. They appreciated the opportunity to focus on application and collaborative work during in-class sessions, which allowed for a more interactive and engaging learning environment. So as part of these assignments, students also had to complete weekly progress reports of their in-class teamwork, providing accountability and formative feedback. These reports were assigned a mark and evaluated by both instructor and the candidates. They helped students stay on track and continuously improve their work. So each week students documented their completed projects parts, applied weekly lecture points, detailed teammate contributions, outlined next step, and identified future resources as a part of their progress report. So both self-assessment and instructor evaluation were used to assess these reports, promoting a balanced view of their progress, showcasing their consistent and purpose-oriented work. So I employed inquiry and project-based assessment for my classroom. Let me, again, before I delve into that, let me explain what is this type of assessment just shortly for those who are not familiar with. So inquiry and project-based assessments involve exploring real-world questions and personal interest, where assessments stimulate critical thinking and engage students' higher order cognitive skills. So it goes to upper level of Bloom's taxonomy. Students are challenged to apply, analyze, evaluate, and create knowledge, building essential skills applicable to real life situation. This type of assessment helps students develop interpersonal skills while fostering collaboration and communication. It bridges the gap between theory and practice, enabling students to apply their knowledge in practical, meaningful ways beyond the classroom. So through this approach, students take ownership of their learning process, enhancing skills in research, time management, and self-motivation. So given these benefits, I integrated inquiry and project-based assessments into my in-class time slot. With these methods, my students developed a deeper understanding of literacy strategies, learned how to plan, design, and develop literacy-integrated lesson plans, and explore multi-literacy pedagogical tools to teach content area topics. Students became genuinely engaged as they analyzed, evaluated, and applied learned theories and literacy strategies to solve real-world issues such as teaching topics like biodiversity or World One First with greater impact. So this approach also enhances students' interpersonal and communication skills, encouraging them to take ownership of their learning and future, and further develop skills in research, time management, and self-motivation, as I indicated. So to implement project and inquiry-based assessment in my classes for teacher candidates to integrate literacy into their content area teaching, I introduced the literacy integrated lesson plan and the multi-literacy project and group presentation assignments. So these assignments helped teacher candidates create pedagogical resources, including lesson plans that apply multi-literacy theory. They aligned with project-based and inquiry-based learning, engaging students with real-world classroom content area issues, and encouraging them to address literacy challenges. So working in a group of 6 to 7, students explore how multiliteracies can support diverse learners by incorporating multiple forms of media, such as sound, visual, written text, to create create inclusive resources. The assignments emphasize creativity and multimodal communication, allowing students to choose any form for their final products, such as children's storybook, video, podcast, painting, and play. So this flexibility fosters higher engagement and motivation as students apply literacy theories and strategies to real-time classroom issues. The multi-literacy project culminated in a 10 to 12-minute group presentation where students introduced their project, explained their pedagogical tool, and outlined the lesson plan. They discussed how they connected theory to practice using evidence from literacy frameworks or theories that they learned. This presentation developed students' communication skills and provided an opportunity to reflect on their work. Through these assignments, students enhance their skills in collaboration, critical thinking, communication, and time management. By engaging in inquiry-based learning, they took ownership of their learning process, gaining confidence in integrating literacy strategies and theories into their future teaching practices. This approach not only enhanced engagement and creativity, but also prepared teacher candidates to create inclusive, multimodal resources that bridge the gap between theory and classroom practice. So the assessments, including multiliteracy project, was a success as they met the key criteria across knowledge, thinking, communication, and application. Students demonstrated a deep understanding of literacy strategies, especially multiliteracy theory, and applied it practically by designing lesson plans and pedagogical tools. Success was measured by the students' ability to connect theory to practice in creative ways. Most students achieved high rubric scores, indicating they not only understood the theoretical underpinnings, but also effectively modeled those strategies in their work. Students were challenged to develop their literacy integrated lesson plans and pedagogical tool with both depth and originality. So they needed to generate engaging materials and ask thought-provoking questions that would stimulate critical thinking. Many groups excelled in this area, achieving high rubric scores, again, that shows strong critical analysis and creative inquiry. By producing high-quality materials and fostering meaningful participation, students demonstrated that project-based learning encouraged their critical and creative thinking. The students were also assessed on their ability to organize their ideas clearly, both in the written and oral parts of the project. They structured their projects logically, connecting with each part to their team's presentation. Their presentations were organized and sequenced in a way that kept the audience engaged and maintained a clear focus, achieving high rubric scores, show that students learn to communicate complex ideas effectively, which is a vital outcome of project-based assessment. Students were additionally evaluated on their ability to deliver the presentation confidently with clarity and control over elements like volume, pace, and expression. High rubric scores again indicated a natural and confident delivery that enhanced the message. So students who achieved this level not only understood the pre-class materials and their projects thoroughly, but also convey their insights effectively. So this outcome indicates that the project-based approach successfully delivered students' presentation skills and boost their confidence in public speaking. So this is my last slide. So the flipped classroom and inquiry-based assessments were successful in the classes that I took over, enhancing students' engagement and learning outcome. Teaching using these methods help students achieve and exceed course learning outcomes, such as understanding how language and literacy support content area learning, developing skills in multiliteracies and multimodalities, and analyzing how these strategies provide scaffolding for textbook learning. Candidates also learn to utilize literacy strategies to to facilitate idea clarification, critical thinking, and effective communication, and examine the role of equity and social justice issues in classrooms. They accommodated the needs of English language learners through appropriate literacy strategies and developed an awareness of the role of literacy in content area assessment and evaluation. Additionally, they consider connection between literacy, the workplace, and citizenship. So that concludes my presentation. I just wanted to thank you all for your attention. I would love to hear your thoughts and questions about what is discussed in this presentation. Please feel free to ask any question. And again, I want to appreciate the work that you guys are doing at your institution on alternative assessment, and it's great to be part of this community.
Thanks, Annie. When there is a question, and I wondered if you might help us think about the answer. So assuming that students in a Bachelor of Education program are highly motivated, they would like to get a job as a teacher, I would think, when they graduate. So so they might be maybe more willing to be prepared in a flipped classroom setup to come to class ready to engage, in the act of learning, having done their prep work ahead of time. But that may not always be the case in a flipped classroom and other kinds of programs. Have you got any suggestions for people about how to deal with the fact that you're going to have uneven preparation in a flipped classroom situation?
Yeah, so what I did, so actually the first year when I implemented flipped classroom, I didn't have the component of virtual discussion. So, and that was missing because next year I got my lesson. I knew what I should be doing. So I was thinking, oh, probably they didn't cover what they should be covering, because based on the conversation that I was going to the tables and participate, because I go and participate in the teams. Like I have 5, 6, 7 teams in the classroom. They are working on their projects and assignments because now it is flipped. So I go and sit with them to see what they are doing. And that informed me that, oh, okay, I need another component to add here. So next year, that was my lesson. I added the visual discussion through Brightspace. So again, I put together a template that they had to, a template asking them 5 things that they learned from this VIX discussion, because material is there, they reviewed. So 5 things that they learned and how they would apply to their teaching or to their assignments, upcoming assignments. Let's say in that specific week, we are working on putting together literacy integrated lesson plan. So how are you going to apply that specific component to that assignment? Or if you are not applying, how you are going to apply it to your teaching, because they are going to teach. After this course, they have a practicum, so they have to go and teach. So how are you going to apply it to your teaching? So, and they should be detailed. I put specifically that detailed for me. Walk me through how you are going to do it, so that I make sure that they understood what is the theory and connected in a way. And this is discussion, and other peers as well, they're reading the discussion. So means that it is very interactive. They are not only doing the job themselves, but also they are interacting with each other, and they have to as well reflect on 2 peers' reflection as well, 2 things that they learned from their peers, and how they are applying those 2 things to their own work. Let's say, I like this, I like the fact that you are talking about flipped classroom, okay, how I'm going to take it over and apply to my classroom. And as well, yeah, one provoking question that was as well important, because and as well I indicated you answer your own question. So so I just wanted to see how they are answering to their question. So because sometimes when I see the question, I was feeling that they didn't review probably pre-class. So that's why I indicated that you need to answer your own question, and the answer informs me that as well how much they went in depth with the material.
Great, thank you. That's great. Thank you for contributing today, Annie. Your experience, it was very helpful.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for